I have this 5 C's formula, which I developed maybe 8, 10 years back, and something which um, I feel is something which is helpful. At least I have found it to be very helpful, and I always kind of use it as a frame, or I try to come back to it as a frame. So the 5 C's, how do you inspire others? Yeah. So first is about cause. Yeah. What is the cause? What is the goal? What is the common purpose? Yeah. And establishing a purpose, which is kind of more than the usual, and is something which brings people together. The second C, care, which is caring for others, a genuine, um, wanting to know others. Yeah. So I'll give you this example. In my earlier part of my career, maybe 10 years back, I would, if there were 1,000 people in my organization, then I would know the names of all 1,000 people, and I would generally remember it, and also a lot of things about them. And people always, would kind of think that, okay, maybe I have some, like, trick, by which I'm able to remember names. And my answer was very simple, that I care about them. I genuinely I'm interested. I'm interested in who they are, and where they're coming from. And because of that, I'm able to connect. It is not no memory trick. Yeah, it is caring. And when you care for others, others see it. Yeah. As human beings, the written, or the formal part of communication is a very, very small part of the interplay that happens between human beings.
We getting good study about the Akshay, if you have any doubt or anyone has any doubt, you first raise them.
Guys, try to keep your videos on and audios off. Okay. Thank you. So, how you feel about, how you think about others, what is your orientation about others pick that up. Whether your action, words and actions may be whatever they are, but your intent, it absolutely comes through. Courage, we spoke about it on the previous slide as well. And in terms of being able to inspire people, this is one of the most tangible things. And we talked about a bit in the last session as well, this whole thing about moments of truth. Things, moments, where there's a crisis, where it really matters, and coming out there, and putting your hand up. Yeah, putting your hand up, taking responsibility, is people see that. Yeah, the courage. Communication, we have talked about it a few times, being able to tell the story. It's a contact sport. And that is extremely, extremely important. And final thing is character, integrity. We talked about it. And the thing about most of the other things is that, you have a point of recovery. On character integrity, you don't have a point of recovery. If it is, it's like a mirror. It's like a glass mirror, which once broken, you can't put it back. Can you put back a glass mirror? You can't. Now, I'll give you an example, which I feel very strongly about. All of you would know about McKinsey. Many of you will know about Rajat Gupta, who was a former managing director, CEO of McKinsey for a number of years, for 3 terms, the maximum number of terms. And he was the first Indian really to become the global CEO of a major corporation. So it was quite a breakthrough event. And then over the couple of years back, he was inducted in a in kind of a insider trading charge. And the world has come down on him, and he, I think he did something wrong, and it was absolutely right that he was punished for it. But I see it. I have known him closely, and I've very, very, very competent guy. You need to be extremely competent to become the CEO in a firm like McKinsey. I've also known him to somebody who was extremely, extremely humble for the most part, and really somebody who was very compassionate, a lot of contributions, and he's made a lot of contributions back in India, setting up Indian School of Business and a number of great institutions. But at certain point of time, a there was a there was a misdemeanor, or there is a lapse of integrity that happened over like a 40-50 year career, which is absolutely stellar, absolutely unbelievable career. IIT Delhi, Harvard Business School, broke all barriers in McKinsey, led McKinsey on a amazing growth trajectory, blah blah blah. Every possible success that you can ever imagine that a human being can have. And then you come to the late stage of your career. There is no pattern of misdemeanors till then. There is no pattern of it. And then at the late stage of your career, you kind of get into a different mode. You join a number of boards and you make a slip, and your reputation, which is built over 40-50 years, is destroyed. And you go to jail. Okay, at that stage of your career. Yeah. And it's something I always think about, is what a great lesson this is. What a great lesson this is, that you could be anybody and you could have done anything in your career, amazing things. Okay. And one mistake, one, you can do a lot of things wrong in terms of communication and this and that. But if there is one mistake in terms of integrity, and everything can come crashing down. Yeah. So it's something which is always which was a great lesson for me. And it always said, oh man, this was a great man, and if this could happen to him, if he could make a mistake, all of us should be a lot more humble and a lot more aware of where we can go wrong. Yeah.